The objective of this video is to create a variety of websites using our local host. So these videos will be a little different than what you're used to from me. They will be very short, and I'm going to take everything in baby steps. The audience of this video will be people who really haven't done much with computers at all. Alright, so step one, we'll create a folder on the desktop called November. Then we need to open Notepad, then go to a website called Code Playground so we can copy and paste the skeleton of basically website code and then put it into our Notepad and then save that Notepad document as index.html. That'll be the extent of what we do today. After that, it's up to you to take the training wheels off and start pedaling by yourself. Okay, here we are. So I'm going to right click and then new folder, title it November. Then I'm going to go over here, click my Cortana icon and then type in Notepad, press enter. Here's the Notepad. So now I need to go back to my browser. I'm going to Google Code Playground. Alright, right here is all we need to get started, so I'm going to copy that and paste it into here. Pasted a little funky, so I'm going to clean that up real quick. And actually what I might want to do is make this screen big so I can experiment with the stuff I type in to see what kind of website I'm given. And then click run. And so I see here it's not looking the way I want, so I can experiment. So that didn't work. There we go. Looks much better. And anytime you're confused, I suggest you go to Google and just search the thing that you're confused about. So if I wanted to make like a headline or a subtitle, let's go with subtitle, I would just type in subtitle HTML, and usually the first few links that show up will help. I always gravitate to W3 Schools because it's just a great resource. And before I even copy and paste the code, I can click this try it yourself to see what happens. Since I was talking about subtitles, this subscript is not what I was looking for, but it's still neat to see. And if I find use for it now, I know where to go. So I'll take this, put it in here, file, save as, and just like the directions said here, we're going to save it as index.html. Oh, and we need to make sure it goes into the November folder. Right now, I'm just on the desktop. So let's click desktop, then click November. Now I can save it. Okay, I'll exit out of this. We're almost done, so you can start experimenting on your own here. If I double click the folder, I can right click the index file. I'm not a fan of the Edge browser, so I'm going to go down here to open with and click on Google Chrome. And there's my website, just as I coded it. So let me exit out here. If I go down here and I double click, it's going to open in another browser, which that's fine, but I just like the tools in Google Chrome. When you right click on a website, you can inspect and do some nice things with that feature. But let's say you wanted to change the code that you just typed, you'll have to right click, open with, and now we'll go back to Notepad. And now you can start typing in more things. So before I leave you here, let me just say that the point of this whole series of videos would be for us to create a massive personal website. And if you really like what you've created at the end of this month, or at the end of this unit, whenever you're doing this, if you really like what you've created, you could just use those skills I showed you with GitHub. Use Webpages as a platform for web hosting. Then you can get that link and send it to anybody in the world that you want to visit your personal website. So with that said, go ahead and experiment a little with the different things you can create and save the file after you've made your changes. Exit it out. Go over here, right click and open in Chrome.